The second part is this. What is your value proposition? What do you promise to deliver to customers? Now, the problem with a value proposition is this. When I say to a business, explain to me the value you give to your customers and your prospects, if I give them 10 minutes, I've never met a business yet that can't do it. In 10 minutes, they can always explain to me the value that they can give. The problem is they don't have 10 minutes. Now, Oscar Wilde very famously said, "I didn't have time to write you a short letter, so I wrote you a long one." It's easy to just brain dump and in 10 minutes explain anything. But you need to be able to get your value proposition across in a sentence or less, because it's information architecture. At the beginning, it's all you've got. Think about a tabloid newspaper. You can flick through a tabloid newspaper and you can understand what's going on in the world just by reading the headlines. Of course, you don't know all the nuances, you don't know all the details, but just by reading the headlines in themselves, you can understand what's going on. I'll give you a lovely example of this. One of my favourite, more recent examples. When George Osborne, who was the Chancellor of the Exchequer at the time, decided to put on a tax on soft drinks, the headline of The Sun the next day was "Fizzy Rascal." In 2 words, they'd said it all. You knew exactly what that story was all about. In fact, I always think they didn't know which headline to use, because when you open the page up, it said Joker-Cola. I'm sure they had 2 headlines and they weren't sure which one to use. But nevertheless, they absolutely nailed the story in 2 words. What is your value proposition? How do you get to it? So let me explain how you get to it. What you do is you write down your different types of customers that you have. You may have one type of customer, you may only service, say, accountants. But you may have accountants and solicitors and recruitment agents and some other types of customers. Write down your different types of customers. And then under each heading of a customer, think about this. What are the challenges that they have that you solve? Write down those challenges and write them down for every single customer base. And when you're looking at those challenges on your piece of paper, then you have to ask yourself this question. How do I summarize all of those challenges in a sentence or less?